protecting Main Street from Wall Street. It's Chris Hoffman with Money Unleashed.
How much money do you put into your checking account from work on a month-to-month basis? It has a high probability that with your investable assets, we can replace that paycheck.
It's time to put you back in control of your money.
You've worked for 35 years. It's time for you to not stress. It's time for you to enjoy and live the retirement you want to live.
It's Money Unleashed with Chris Hoffman.
Welcome into the Money Unleashed podcast with Chris Hoffman. We've got a great discussion for you today, and we appreciate you checking out the show. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Well, sometimes we need a good reality check, and we like to provide a financial version of that every week here on Money Unleashed. And when it comes to facing our fears, those can change in retirement, but just how much? Results may vary, but the research tells quite a story here, Chris. According to a study from Allianz, Americans are more scared of going broke in retirement than they are of death.
That's a scary reality.
But it's not breaking news because year after year, study after study, the research finds the number one fear in retirement is running out of money. Yep. So the major factors, we know these guys: inflation, taxes, concern over Social Security benefits. Most Americans, though, being afraid of going broke in retirement more so than they are of death. Chris, I got to ask, what do you make of that?
Want to know why?
I do.
You just listed them. Inflation, taxes, and concern over Social Security benefits. Why are those three things listed there? Because we don't control them.
Yep.
We have no control over inflation rates. We have no control over income tax rates. And we have no control over the government and Social Security because it's now no longer its own set of funds that we contribute into and we can measure over time. The government has mixed it in with other governmental budgeting items. So it's about taking control, folks. It's about what in our financial lives can we control. And that's why you need to put together your own unique, your family's full financial plan that we have control over. We can measure the risk. We can allocate assets the way over time, we can, with confidence, predict an outcome. And that's why you need to invest and plan over decades, not over months, not just over years, but look at things in decade tranches. The first decade of retirement in your 60s, let's say. The second decade of retirement in your 70s, the third decade of retirement in your 80s. You've got to decouple yourself from governmental control and or world economic control. Tariffs right now, everybody's concerned about it.
Yep.
Is inflation going up because of the tariffs? You can't control that. We're not trying to control it for our clients at Hoffman Financial Group. We're going to take advantage of it. We will shift if inflation spikes and interest rates rise. That may help our retired clients to get 5, 6, 7, 8% on a guaranteed basis from bonds or other fixed income instruments. So we'll watch it, but we're only going to take advantage of what the economy and what the political landscape and what the markets allow us to. You know, I think Mad Money Kramer says it best. There's always a bull market out there somewhere, and I'm going to find it for you. Well, there is. So we just need to plan and be organized and well diversified enough to take advantage of what the markets are giving us. Let me give you a personal example.
Okay.
Not to get too far off track, but we bought a condominium in Florida, and it's a part of a hotel complex. But we bought into it, and we underestimated a lawsuit that was against the condominium association.
Okay.
And we're in the process of hopefully settling it. But it's causing a stall in people being able to sell their condominiums, right? So nobody's buying condos in this hotel. I went to my wife last week and said, I want to buy all the condominiums that people are panicking and wanting to get out of. And she looked at me like I was crazy, because that was a crazy thing to say. But when other people are panicking, you should enter in. We can kind of estimate the financial impact of a lawsuit, but if somebody is panicking right now and willing to get rid of their condominium for a loss, just out of fear, we step in, buy it, we calculate how much the lawsuit's going to be, buy it at a much discounted price, pay the fee for the lawsuit, hold it for a period of time, and let it come back. That's something that I can control. I can control how many years I hold it. I can control now buying it at a discount. I have some variability in the lawsuit amount, but I know it's going to be in a range. That's all calculated, and I can control it. And my wife said, well, what happens if, we have to pay the higher end of that? I said, by the way, we'll also be getting rental income from it.
Yeah.
So not that I want to become a rental income person. I like doing these radio shows and our TV shows, but that wouldn't be a bad income stream for us. And I can because the spring breakers are still coming to the hotel.
Yeah,
right.
They're still looking for the sunshine and beaches.
Yeah, they're not worried about who pays the lawsuit bill. But folks, it's about controlling what you can control and taking advantage when other people are panicking. We are going to stay steady in the boat, and we are going to be the ones to take advantage of whatever the markets give us. High inflation equals high interest rates. We'll take high interest rates. We don't like the inflation, but we will pare down and pay off our mortgage and not take any car leases out. And we will be able to take advantage of inflation in a good way. Market panic, we'll also be able to take advantage of the markets in a panic. We will buy in at market low points. So you've got to look at what you can control, and you've got to stay steady in the boat, unemotional, and that's the way to get through the investment years and into your retirement years with less emotions. Just look at the facts and let us help you to identify what the market is giving us, because it always gives us something.
That's where having the right fiduciary advisory team working with you and for you can help you identify those moments in time and those opportunities. Now, financial confidence, we know how important that is. And Northwestern Mutual released a study not long ago that revealed Americans say they need $1.26 million to finance a comfortable retirement. We've been through a lot of different magic numbers. What was more interesting about this, though, more interesting than just the number they think they need, was it's actually $200,000 lower than last year's estimate. So the problem in this, I found, is it's a far cry from the median amount saved that people have in these retirement accounts of $87,000, according to Federal Reserve Board's Survey of Consumer Finances. That is a mouthful there.
Yeah, it is. So the 87,000 is an alarming number versus the 1.26.
Yes.
But the 1.26 means nothing. And evidence of that is the fact that it's down 200,000 from last year. I've seen it as high as 1.5, which kind of points back to last year. That would be 1.46. But now it's down to 1.26, and inflation is not zero. It's not negative inflation. Wall Street is making these numbers up to publish reports, and it just panics the investment community. $1.26 million means nothing, folks. If you can replace that paycheck, and that paycheck over time will increase to offset inflation, you have every right and ability, in my eyes, to retire. Mm-hmm. So there is no number. There is no, I need to be a 401k millionaire. Because the 401k millionaire, when asked if he's rich, says no. And they say, well, what number would it take for you to be rich? And they say, 2 million. And the person that has 2 million says, I'll be rich and comfortable when I have 4. Yeah. So the Wall Street model pushing everybody into the stock market has caused a fear of missing out, and it's caused a real fear of running out of money in retirement. If you don't run out of income, you can't run out of money.
Now, a couple of groups in particular who are either in retirement or entering into retirement or have it on their horizon at the very least. Gen Xers, the most concerned about running out of money before they die. 70% expressed concern, followed by 61% of baby boomers. Ages 61 to 79, boomers already in their retirement era. Gen Xers, though, heading that way, ages 45 to 60. They'll be that next generation to retire. But obviously, they want to have that confidence. You just laid it out, Chris. Reliable income is where that confidence can be generated.
So here's the message. The message would be, how do you turn your 401k into a pension? why don't you folks pick up the phone and call us at 404-341-6767. And when you engage with one of our advisors, paint that scenario and ask that pointed question. Say, here's my 401k. Turn this into a pension. Mm-hmm. And obviously they'll go, well, I can't guarantee you, a pension the way a pension guarantees you income. But they can come up with a highly reliable, and in some cases they actually can turn it into something that looks a little bit like a pension, smells like, looks like, feels like, pays like a pension guaranteed over a lifetime. Not for all the money, but potentially a portion of it. But flip it on the financial advisor. Don't talk about how much can you grow my money. Let's save that for the second conversation. The first conversation would be, how can I turn my 401k into something that looks like, feels like, and acts like a pension? Not for all of it, and not in one product, by the way.
Right.
It's multiple products that generate highly reliable or guaranteed income. But you press your financial advisor to basically turn your 401k into a pension. You'll go back previous generations, and instead of 61% of you worrying about running out of money in your lifetime, maybe only 10% of you or 20% of you will have a fear of running out of money in your lifetime. I think that would be a healthy exercise for everybody to take us up on and kind of hold our advisory team's feet to the fire on guaranteed and highly reliable income sources in your 401k.
Sounds like a pretty good challenge inside the four walls here at Hoffman Financial Group. One we'll be happy to take to help you put together a plan designed to meet your goals and give you that financial confidence to face down your fears. Take us up on that offer, bring in your 401k, and have Hoffman Financial Group show you how to generate that income. Let's get started at 404-341-6767. That's 404-341-6767. Or find us online at unleashyourmoney.com. Chris Hoffman is an investment advisor representative of Brookstone Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor and affiliate of Brookstone Capital Management, LLC. BWA and Hoffman Financial Group are affiliated under common ownership. Registered investment advisors and investment advisor representatives act as fiduciaries for all of our investment management clients. We have an obligation to act in the best interest of our clients and to make full disclosures of any conflicts of interest. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV 2A, page 4, for additional information. The Hoffman Financial Group and WSB are not affiliated. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. This information should not be considered tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a professional specializing in the field of tax, legal, accounting, or investments regarding the applicability of this information for their situation. Any client experiences discussed during the show are unique to that client. They are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments will fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Any comments regarding safe and secure products and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Fixed insurance and annuity product guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company and are not offered by Brookstone. Index or fixed annuities are not designed for short-term investments and may be subject to caps, restrictions, fees, and surrender charges as described in the annuity contract. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV 2A, item 4, for additional information. Hoffman Financial Group is not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Insurance licensed in Georgia, number 163546.